is everything you need to make some awesome gumbo. And it's healthy too. 24 ounces of okra, 1 cup of coconut flour, 1 teaspoon of crushed red pepper, 1 teaspoon of ground cayenne pepper, half a teaspoon of ground white pepper, 1 tablespoon of sea salt or regular salt, 2 1/4 to 2 1/2 cups of smoked andouille sausage. I'm using chicken sausage to make it healthier, but the other one tastes just as good. 1 avocado, half a pound of shrimp, about half a pound of crab meat, about 1 cup worth of tomato, diced, 1 red bell pepper, about 1 cup of onions, 2 quarts of chicken broth, 1 chicken breast, about half a pound, 1/4 cup of coconut oil, and some parsley as a garnish. Almost messed up. 1 cup of celery. One of the things you're going to want to do is go ahead and pre-cook the chicken. You can dice it up in about like 1/2 inch to 1/4 inch cubes and just go ahead and cook it. No seasoning, no nothing. It'll get its flavor from soaking in the broth while the gumbo cooks. Make sure it's cooked thoroughly, and then you're gonna drain the chicken and just put it in a bowl or something and set it off to the side. This is basically what everything looks like, all diced up and ready to go. You know, your celery should be about like this. Your okra should be about like this. Your chicken pieces should be about like that. You can make it a little smaller if you want. And I kind of do a variation of 1/4 cuts and 1/2 cuts, or full like coin-sized slices and 1/2 coin-sized slices for the andouille sausage. Go ahead and turn your stove to medium-high heat. Put your coconut oil in, or you can also use bacon fat. Remember, it's 1/4 cup. Once it's completely melted and liquid, we can start to go ahead and add the flour, the coconut flour. We'll put the coconut flour in and just whisk it, so you don't dump it all in right away. I'll kind of show you how to do that. So what you're gonna do is you're just kind of toss this in here, and when it starts to look like that, you're just gonna whisk it in. So it doesn't get super thick. And then go ahead and add a little bit more. And remember, this is 1/2 cup of coconut flour. So again, whisk it in. And it's gonna create kind of like a sort of a gravy-ish kind of a paste. Once it's all put in there. That was the last of it. And you don't want to let it cook too long. You don't want to let it cook until it's kind of like a light to dark brown color. Maybe a couple of minutes. I like my roux a little darker, so you're going to want to cook it probably not past this point. And once it's here, you're gonna wanna add in your celery, onions, and bell peppers. Once you've added all those in, go ahead and stir it up. Mix it all in with that roux real good. Once it's all mixed together real well, go ahead and let it cook on here for, let's say, give it about 5 to 7 minutes. That's what it looks like after 7 minutes of cooking. I stirred it, I think, like 3 or 4 times. Add your chicken broth. After you add your chicken broth, you're gonna also wanna add your spices. All the spices have been added. Go ahead and turn this up to high and bring it to a simmer, and then let it simmer for 5 minutes. It's been 5 minutes. Kind of thick, actually. Pretty cool. So it looks like stirred up. Now I'm gonna go ahead and add my tomatoes, my chicken, my andouille sausage, and my okra. I'm just gonna dump it in. Nothing fancy. This is a healthier version of gumbo. Hopefully you'll enjoy. Now, we're just gonna let this sit for about 1.5 hours before we do anything else with it. Occasionally stir it so you can, not let the bottom burn. You're gonna turn the heat down to about medium, maybe just under medium, just a hair. All right, it's been, almost an hour, and I've actually reduced the heat down to almost to low, because as you can see, it's still kind of like simmering over here, a little bit almost boiling, so I just don't want it to overcook. After 1.5 hours, add our crab, and I cut them up into little chunks, and we're gonna add our shrimp. The reason why we save these for last is because they take only a few minutes to cook. Give it a nice stir, cook it for 7 more minutes. If you feel more comfortable, you can cook it for 10. So this is what it looks like, all finished. It looks yummy. Now, there's some additional things you can add, all right? So, you've got avocado, and you've got parsley. And you can chop up the parsley and the avocado and add it as a garnish to enhance the dish. It tastes pretty good. We're using steamed rice. You can use brown rice. You can use Caribbean rice. You can use, what's that guy's name? What is it? Like Uncle Ben. Uncle Ben, like Spider-Man. Uncle Ben's rice.
Uncle Ben's rice.
Long grain rice is what you want to use. This is a short grain rice. This is just regular steamed rice. That's all I got right now. So, but it's awesome with any rice. So you're just gonna put some rice in a bowl and then put the gumbo on top and then eat it, and it's awesome. Okay, so that's what it looks like with the avocado in it, and the rice, and the parsley. Zach, thoughts on the gumbo?
It's very clean.
Very clean. You want to define clean for us?
It just has a clean flavor. It doesn't feel like fatty, I guess. I don't know. It's really good.
Chris, thoughts?
It's really good.
Chris is really picky about his food, and he loves bad, unhealthy food.
I would say it tastes better than the other ones we made.
That's great.
Except we really need to add more cayenne pepper.
More cayenne. Chris wants his face to melt off. All right, Mercedes, thoughts?
Hold on, I only got rice.
I barely even put any rice in
There's hella rice in here.
She's the pickiest out of all of us when it comes to food. So her opinion is probably more important, I would say. Yeah? Ooh, that looks like a happy face.
Thumbs up, so good.
Alright, so the consensus is that the gumbo tastes pretty damn good. I've made a lot of edits to the recipe that we got, but we actually got this recipe from a Disney diner kind of set. It was like a recipe that was supposed to be the same gumbo that they make in the Pirates of the Caribbean restaurant. What's it called? The Blue Bayou. And so, we made the exact recipe the first time. It was okay. It didn't quite taste the same as the Blue Bayou. We tried to make it creamier. We tried to make it better. It came out good, but it was weird. And then there's this recipe, and what I did with this one is I just streamlined it to be healthy. So, you have your coconut oil, your coconut flour, your chicken sausage, your spices are minimal, and everything actually ended up being, there's no canned products, it's all fresh food. So it all ended up being really good, and I hope you enjoy it. I'd like to know what you think about it. Please let me know in the comments down below, and yeah, enjoy.